Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are we missing people tonight?
We are. Treasurer Horning and Trustee Claney will not be with us this evening. Clerk, please call the roll.
Supervisor Fountain?
Here.
Treasurer Horning? Absent. Clerk Chophew? Here. Trustee Collier? Absent. Trustee Germain?
Here.
Trustee Harper?
Here.
Trustee Petrucci?
Here.
Thank you. Item number 4 is approval of our meeting agenda.
So moved.
Support. Motion by Trustee Harper, second by Trustee Germain. Is there any discussion?
Yes, we were going to add one item to the pending and new business, that being the special permit application number 17015, the Detroit Polo Club Mott Children's Hospital fundraiser. That will go under the item C under pending and new business.
You still support
I already
that?
got a listed fundraiser there.
Yeah, you got a new one.
Oh, okay.
And Matt, you support that amendment?
Yeah, I'll support it.
Yes. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Call to the public this evening? Good evening.
Yes.
Nice to see you again, Dwight.
Yes, I'm good to be back again. Anyway, I have a couple real good problems. You know, several years ago, we took fluoride out of the water because it might hurt the children's teeth or somebody's teeth, if they had teeth. Anyway, the problem I have now is calcium. Since you were so good about taking it out of the water, let's get the calcium out of the water. I brought you a filter out of my humidifier I use in my living room because we breathe that air all the time. And if you take a look at this, you'll understand the problem we got. This is the filter outlet. It
I
is
have
solid
the same problem.
calcium. Both. I have two filters, one in the bedroom and one in the living room. Both of them are the same way, loaded with calcium. You can't put any glassware in the dishwasher because it'll come out coated with calcium. So if we were so easy to take fluoride out, you guys should have no problem taking calcium out of our water. Just snap your finger. And it should be out of there, right? Okay, the second thing we got is with the millage that we just had, we were supposed to have a sidewalk from Dunham Road to the mall in front of our complex, which the guy who built our complex got away with it without putting in the sidewalk. Anyway, now they put a sidewalk in downtown Hartland, which they have fought for years. They didn't want to pay for the sidewalk, but since we got it on the millage, we all pay for it. For years, they tried to get a sidewalk there that I've been out here, and the people didn't want it because they didn't want to pay the debt for putting in the sidewalk. We now have sidewalk all the way down to Dunham Road, but from there on down to the mall, there is no sidewalks. There is kids that walk that thing and adults. Once they get to the mall, they got sidewalks. But it was surveyed last fall to put the sidewalk in, and they take care of everybody's driveway or whatever they want done. And then someday they'll get around to that sidewalk, I think. I think it's time that we start doing the things that we say we're going to do. We got one guy in office now that they claim he doesn't do what he's supposed to. He campaigned for because nobody will help him. And really, these couple things, they're real little things. Maybe to you guys, but to us, it means a lot, the calcium part. Okay? That's my complaint
Thank you.
tonight. I'll save a couple more for
I
next
can't
time.
speak to the calcium, but I can speak just briefly to the road. We just had it finally engineered, and I believe that's going to be a discussion. Bob, if you want to just, even though we typically don't do this, but to answer your question on the sidewalk, DPW Director, Mr. West here can give you
Well,
an
I know
update
that
where we are.
They did survey on it, and they got it all ready, but they never...
So go ahead, Bob.
Yes, thank you very much. Good news is the Hartland Road South pathway that you speak of has been designed. That was a very challenging section of pathway with the elevation changes. And it's actually on our work session item for this evening. So certainly don't want you to think that that has gone on the back burner. We have been working on that for the past year. Essentially the sidewalk gaps, if you will, within Hartland Township are the more challenging gaps. All the easy sidewalks, for the sake of argument, have been completed, but this one just is a lot more in depth with the design. It has been completed, and it's going to be presented in work session this evening for review. So just wanted to let you know that certainly is moving forward.
Okay, another thing is the 59 and 23 where Hartland Road comes in, there's 5 no U-turns, big brand new U-turn, plus one on the light. And today at noon, at 1 o'clock, I was going to give a foot doctor. Guess what? This lady made that turn just like she owns the town. You know what that is? That's a 2-point moving violation plus a fine of about $90.
Certainly understand the road complaints there. I think we can all sympathize as residents here in Hartland Township. Real briefly, I do want to touch base on the calcium in the water. The fluoride was much easier to remove because we were actually adding it. When you add something into the system, it's very simple to just flip the switch and turn it off. Calcium that you're experiencing in your particular water system is a natural form because our supply wells are groundwater. They are not surface water. So unfortunately, they're more susceptible to iron contamination as well as mineral deposits. So, it's much more costly if we were to do that at the treatment plant, especially considering in our peak flows, more water in Hartland Township goes onto lawns used in irrigation purposes and or processed water than that is for human consumption. So what we generally recommend is that individuals purchase their own water softener system. And right or wrong, it is certainly abundant here in Hartland Township, but it is safe. I do want to emphasize that all our water does pass the EPA's quality standards, so we do sample on a monthly basis. And but I can sympathize with you. We do receive that as part of our groundwater source water. So thank you.
And thanks, Dwight, for being here tonight. Anything else called to the public? Being none, we'll move on to item number 6 is approval of our consent agenda.
So move.
Support.
I'd like to request that we remove 6F for further discussion.
6F?
Yes.
Okay. You still approve and support that?
Yes.
Yep.
Any other discussion? We'll move that to item number 7D,
Okay.
if that's acceptable. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item number 7A is Eagle Scout project for the Hero Center. Gentleman's name is Nick Foster. I don't see Nick here this evening, but I'll turn this over to DPW Director Bob West.
Thank you very much. What we have here is the township has been approached by Mr. Foster with regards to his Eagle Scout proposed project, or I should say to earn his Eagle Scout rank. This is a little unique in that the proposed project is replacing the floor at the Hero Center kitchen facility, and he has listed the beneficiary as the Hero Center, and just simply to recognize that, what I'm requesting is that the Township Board authorize the Hero Board to act as the beneficiary on behalf of Hartland Township, because Hartland Township actually owns the property. Moving forward, the potential Eagle Scout has already been working with the Hero Center staff, and I really don't want to cause disruption with that. He's been making some progress. I think it would behoove Hartland Township to go ahead and transfer that authorization as a beneficiary over to the Hero Center board.
Questions or comments from the board?
Just one thing I can say is so that everyone's aware, what the gentleman is proposing to do is remove the carpeting from the old kitchen within the Hero Center building and replace it with vinyl flooring, a commercial grade vinyl flooring. The carpet in that building is way older than the gentleman who's doing the work, and it's in pretty bad shape. And with the food preparation and other things that goes on in there, we thought, the Hero Board thought that it would be a wise improvement to the building. Because it's the township-owned building, that's why we felt that the Hero Board felt that he needed to have township approval for the job project to proceed under our direct authorization and authority.
Any other discussion? If there's none, I'll entertain a motion for the project for Mr. Nick Foster.
So vote.
Support. Oh, I'm sorry.
Should
Motion
we
by-
have the motion, though? To transfer the,
Well,
That was kind of implicit, I think.
that was kind of what I was asking for.
I wrote the motion language to actually transfer the authority, but yeah, I guess if it's implied.
you need to authorize the board to give authority to the...
All right, I'll make a motion to authorize the board to transfer authority
To the Hero Center board
center board
to act as a beneficiary of the Eagle Scout project proposed.
project.
And you still support that, Joe Petrucci?
Whoever
No.
supports.
No,
Larry.
I'm sorry. Was it Larry? Oh, I'm sorry.
He beat me.
Clerk Shofu, if there's no other discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 7B is a technical correction on the roll we did for Mill Point. And on page 51 in your packet, you'll see a corrected sentence. It just clarifies something that needed just a little additional information. So can you read that, Larry?
Yes. You want to read it?
Well, and
Make the
be part
motion.
of your recommendation to the resolution. I don't think we have to redo the resolution, do we? We just have to correct the resolution?
Yeah, that would be my take.
Yes.
The motion would be to move to approve the corrected language for Section 3 of Resolution 17R. It should be 013. The resolution will correct the language in Section 3, and it should read, "The roll shall be divided into 10 equal annual installments, the first of which installments shall be due and payable on or before November 30th, 2017, without interest. All subsequent installments shall be due and payable on or before December 1st or each year thereafter."
So I'll take that as a motion.
Support.
Motion by trustee, or clerk Shofu, second by trustee Germain. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item number 7C is a request that came in for Detroit Polo Club. They're having a fundraiser. They requested through the state of Michigan to have a liquor license. That information did get processed through the township today. And at the request of them, since it's coming up on the 19th, we would probably not have a meeting before that, so they can secure that. So I offer that to the board for consideration. Oh, are you with them? I'm sorry.
Hi.
Welcome.
I'm Emmeline Wheaton. I'm the club manager. I just got my, the liquor license came through today, and I have my insurance certificate as well that came in about 30 minutes before I came here. So I have, I think, all the I's dotted,
Yep. And
T's crossed.
Larry, you spoke with Troy today on this process and where it was at.
Yes, I believe that the Troy was waiting on the insurance certificate.
Correct.
The only other issue I think they had were compliance with the fire department. And the fire department, I think Troy talked to Adam Carroll, and he needed to inspect the tents, I think, when they're erected for various fire hazards and that kind of thing.
Right.
Troy had a list of other minor items, compliance with the health department. You've got your approval from the Liquor Control Commission, proof of insurance, signage regulations you need to comply with, and dust and mitigation if the weather conditions have that. If the weather's not correct and there is dust in that.
Right, and we have
something.
chloride at the facility. The roadways are chlorided, so we shouldn't have a dust issue. And hopefully the weather cooperates and it'll be perfect and we won't have to worry about that anyway. The tents all are through the same tent company we used for the Classic with the chamber, and they all have fire extinguishers mounted throughout the tent. So hopefully that won't be an issue. The event is catered from the Wooden Spoon in Brighton, who carry their own health department certification. So I think that's probably all set with as far as that goes. And then, so I have a copy of the liquor license and a copy of the certificate of insurance if you guys want that as well tonight. Or I will just leave that with Troy tomorrow.
You can leave it with me. I'll make sure
Okay.
Troy gets it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thanks for the update. Is there any questions from the board? If there are none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve special event permit 17-015 as described in the application with the conditions as outlined in the Planning Department memorandum to the Hartland Township Board of September 5th, 2017.
Support. Motion by Clerk Schofu, second by Trustee Petrucci. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Best of luck.
Thank
Get a
you.
nice sunny day.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, then we moved to item number 6F, which is approval of our village streetscape, to item 7D. Matthew Germain had some questions.
Yes, I did. So it's my understanding that the Township Board has already approved a contract to do this work, and all we're essentially doing with this action item is transferring money to fund the project?
That is correct. It was at a prior work session where we discussed the proposed village streetscape improvements. However, since it was that work session, there wasn't an official trigger like in the agenda memo software to process a budget amendment, if you will. So basically, the majority of the work has been completed already. We're just transferring the money over to that account so we can pay for it.
So you partially answered my next question, which was what is the status of the project, and is there potential for any overruns, and should we send more money?
This was the exact amount that we talked about in the work session. Rather than try and capture all the cost savings and counter those with the work that still has left to be done, I feel very confident that we will be under this dollar amount. Even if we do choose to install the parking blocks along the angled parking, this would still be enough to cover all those fees. So I'm very confident that this number will capture all the desired changes as this process continues to evolve.
Okay, and then my final question is, these improvements to the village streetscape will add how many, I'm going to use quotation mark, official parking places to the village?
It has yet to be determined. It is estimated that we will be in the neighborhood of between 40 and 50. However, that's with the pre-existing parking spaces that are out there. It is all depending on the Livingston County Road Commission and what angle they decide to actually pitch the angled parking at. They've been out shooting some grades, taking some measurements, and they are looking anywhere from 30 to 45 degree, and that will ultimately determine the number of parking spots that we can get. That being said, they have agreed to take over that portion of the project. So pretty much from the interior surface between each sidewalk on each side of the road commission is going to handle everything with the exception of the bumper blocks. If we decide to do that, that will be on Hartland Township. However, they are going to facilitate this whole project in between each section of sidewalk. Certain portions of that may be funded from this budget amendment that's being proposed here, including the parking lot striping, because a portion of it will be on private property. Road Commission has agreed to do that as long as we pay directly for that. So,
And what is the anticipated completion date?
the anticipated completion date, we're hoping now to have the striping and potential parking bumper blocks in place second week in October. However, the road project itself will begin on September 12th. So they are breaking the project up basically into two different sections. There will be the section basically from School Road North to Cook, because it is receiving a different scope of work compared to the from Crouse Road to School Street. So they're going to break them into two different sections and try and minimize the impact on the school traffic, including the bus traffic. And then obviously the portion between Crouse and School is going to be expanded to include parallel on the west side of the road and angle parking on the east side of the road. All that will be under that project will be entirely managed by the Livingston County Road Commission.
I don't have any other questions. I'd like to make a motion to approve the capital project budget amendment of $35,875 for the village streetscape.
Support.
Motion by Trustee Germain, second by Trustee Harper. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we'll go into board reports. We are in our first meeting in September. Trustee Harper,
No report.
Trustee Petrucci,
No report.
Clerk Shofu,
No report.
No
Trustee
report.
Germain, no, and I have no report this evening. And Manager Workman will be back with us next week. We'll take a brief recess and go into our work session.